Hello and welcome back to Point of View. That was a video, America, Land of Hope, by our special guest, Fely Tchaco, who is a visual artist, model, and recording artist. Thank you, Fely, for joining us on the couch today.
Thank you, Erica.
We're talking about jealousy, as we were talking before, and you being in so many of the industries, modeling, visual artists, recording artists. Have you ever, and I know you have, but have you ever come across jealousy in your field?
A lot.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Because, I mean, you've still got to remain professional, of course. You've got a job to do. You have goals. When someone is coming against you, obviously jealous of what you have going on or what you're trying to achieve, what's your protocol? What do you do?
Well, it's not easy because it's kind of like a roadblock, and it kind of gets in your way. But you have to know how to manage it and go around it and just have those people stay away from you.
Right.
Try to avoid them as much as you can.
Now, see, we've heard stories, you know, just having other guests, where especially like in the modeling realm, where if you're doing a show or, you know, whatever you're trying to do modeling-wise, they kind of, you know, they come against you. They may trip you up. They may try to cut you out of a show. They may do so many things. Have you ever encountered anything like that?
I'm not sure, but maybe, because, you know, there's politics in everything,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm sure there has been things where, you know, you are the chosen one, and then someone comes behind and say, hey, why did you choose her? Why not me? Or why not this person? You know,
Right.
That happens.
Because it's so cutthroat
Yes.
in the industry, yeah.
Wow. I wanted to ask, too, as an artist and coming in from Africa, having such a variety of artists here in our country, your music you're singing in, is it French or is it a native language?
I sing in my native language and some in French, very little in English.
Right. But you have a mixture. So you're hitting, really in actuality, to me, your song is really diversified, even though it's in your language. Do you find that people fight against you? You're already from Africa. How dare she come into our world with her music, her video? It should be me. I'm American. Do you ever encounter things like that?
I'm sure there is, but I just don't pay attention to it. I just do my own thing, and I just keep my faith and keep doing what I'm doing. And, you know, I just watch it and just move on and keep doing what I'm doing.
How do you promote your music then?
I promote my music by, you know, going to the right people who embraces me, but not, like, prevent me to go forward. Because when I see that, then I just avoid those people and move on to the next. And yeah, it's been challenging, but I'm doing okay because I'm still there and I'm like persevering. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know as women we don't like to admit that we are jealous sometimes of certain people or certain circumstances, but in honesty, have you ever been jealous of somebody, of their success or what they've got, and not just now in your career, but ever?
That's an interesting question. Me personally, I'm not a jealous person, but when I see someone that attracts my attention, I'm like, wow, I admire the person first, and I'm like curious to see, you know, how they've made it, and kind of see, you know, I kind of like go after how they made it and what they've done instead of just being jealous, because jealousy is like, you know, it's like a sickness, you know, you waste your time being jealous of people. Like I always say, you know, we all have like different paths in life, so you cannot try to be someone else because you don't have the same path in life, you know. So for me, I have admired people, and yes, it's not unnatural to be jealous, but my jealousy is a type of jealousy that I'll go, oh my God, she has such a beautiful hair. I'm jealous of her hair. You know, I want to have that. But, you know, it's not in a point where you have to go and, like, try to hurt the person or, you know, push it so far that you can actually, you know, hurt yourself or hurt the person, you know. So some people go to the extreme, but I'm not a jealous person, no. Yeah.
Very good.
So we're talking about women in this type of industry, right? So I'm thinking that you want to have the right people in your corner. So what are some of the signs that you look for when we're talking about people that you call your friends? like your true friends?
Yes, that's a very good question, actually.
Thank you.
Z, you know what Z mean in my language?
No.
Guru language mean the road. So,
Oh.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what I look for in people in my corner is to see if they have my best interest at heart, if they're not competing with me, if they're complimenting me. Yeah, so if I see that a friend or a close one who pretend to love me or admire me or like me, and then it becomes like a competition or like a problem and stuff like that. You know, there are signs that you can tell whether the person likes you for who you are, or if they're trying to get something out of you, or if they're trying to, you know, go behind. You know, so when I see that, then I just put you on the side. So I'm like, because jealousy is very dangerous, and I've been hurt before, and I would not be around these kind of people. When I see a sign like that, I go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what Roxy does. Roxy cuts people out of her life.
Girl,
She's had
very,
stories before.
very easily.
Yeah.
I have no problem. No, I'm going to kid. But the thing that I wanted to ask you, too, when you came in, I love jewelry, and I was like, oh, my God, if I could just get that jewelry off her neck. But, you know, just to get it off your neck. But it's just beautiful, but it's not a jealous thing. But I'm sure you have people around you who say, wow, I wish I could dress like her, to emulate her. But do you think that it's really a jealousy or it's a compliment? Are you able to distinguish the two? You know what I mean? From somebody boosting you up, because somebody can be saddened by the things you have that they don't have and still love you.
That's true, and there is a difference between a jealous person who is here to fight you, or a person who admires you and who likes you no matter what you have, you know, and they're modest about it. And yeah, I can tell the difference. And those kind of people, I open to them and I embrace them into my life.
The people who are not jealous.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So now, speaking on that, how do you spot someone who's been in your life who may be showing some signs of jealousy? What have you seen that they display that you have known to, okay, wait a minute, let me back away?
Well, how can I explain that?
It gets real.
They kind of, you know, at first they're like, you know, all over you, you know, like, oh my God, but then they try to do the same thing you're doing, like on your back, you know, and trying to copy you, and they become an adversary. Instead of being on your corner and working together, they become your competition, but as an adversary instead of just friendship and like complimenting you and working together, and, you know, with mutual respect.
Right.
You know, so there are things like that.
That you would see and you just back away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Goodness.
Now, I'm curious. Let's say it's a relationship, maybe a business relationship or something, which you can't just back away. You can't just, you know, go the other way or cut them out of your life. What do you do? Have you ever maybe confronted them about it? Or do you just keep on trying to ignore and try to not let it get to you, even though it does?
It came time where I have actually confronted the person a couple times, and they will deny it, of course, you know, and but I can still see it, so I'm like, you know, I know how to go about it and what to tell the person, you know, about my personal business, you know, what not to tell the person. You know. So yeah, it's like that.
Wow. So you just become a bit more cautious.
You become cautious. It's not easy, you know, because you never know. People come at you, they're very smiley, you know, pretty. They come as your friend, you know, but, you know, you don't really know what's going on behind, you know, in their head.
Right.
You don't know what's going on.
Until they slip up.
Yes, but my question is very simple. I want to know if you've had a good friend because you took your path and you want to be successful in that path. What do you do if you find out that they've been gossiping about you?
Oh, I don't like gossipers. I prefer people coming in front of me to tell me, because I don't mind someone telling me you are wrong, or I don't like what you're doing, or, you know, I don't like this and that, and because we're not perfect as human beings. Like going behind, it's scary. Yeah, so if I see my close friend going behind and gossiping, for me that is scary. And that's like, if you can do that, then you can stab me in the back, basically. So that's scary. I don't like gossiping people.
Has that ever happened to you, though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so you just like cut them out of your life?
I cut them out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You do a Roxy axe.
Which, I'm sure Roxy's not the only one who just like snips people out of their life. You know what I mean?
But sometimes you
So,
really have to.
You
If
should.
If you think about it realistically, you really have to. I mean, you can't wean people off. You have to cut it because it could be detrimental. You're saying about gossip. I always think in terms of, suppose it's something that's very damaging to your reputation, as an example, and it's your very close friend. You can't sit in front of a TV audience or somebody and say, what she said wasn't true, because people don't believe it. Some people would rather believe the lie instead of the truth. So with you trying to plead with an audience or plead with someone that you're not, that was really false, it doesn't matter. People have already formed, millions of people have formed an opinion of you. So that's why I'm saying to cut, you got to cut it. But what I was thinking is, even in terms if it's a man in your life, and you know how women, we really, when we love, we love. And a man, he might, but for the most part, he's still going to have his choices. But suppose it's a man in your life, you've really fallen for him, but what he's actually doing is using you with your status to achieve his. What do you do then? Can you cut?
I will cut.
Or do you wean?
Still cut.
I will cut.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
will
You
cut.
cut.
Yeah, exactly. I will cut them off. Yeah.
No worries about it. So, okay, in this situation, and I've never seen this situation happen, but I'm sure it does. What if you had a friend and they admitted to you, you look great, you're doing well, I am jealous? How can you talk to that friend and help them get better off so they're not?
I think that kind of a friend is not really jealous, because if there were, there are different type of jealousies. There are people who are just angry, period. They're never satisfied in life. They blame everybody else for their problems. Those are dangerous jealousy people. And a friend who comes to me, I'm jealous, she kind of opened up to you. So she put it out there already. She confessed already. So, if the person wanted to hurt you or didn't want the best for you, would not tell you that. So, I will help that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm curious. Your song Goba, am I pronouncing it correct?
Goba.
Goba. It just won the 11th Annual Independence Music Award in the World Beat Song. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious. The more fame you get, the more famous you get and awarded you get. That's not the correct word, but anyway, do you find there's more jealousy the better you are known out in the public, or doesn't it really make a difference?
It doesn't make a difference. There is jealousy on every level.
That's true.
It just, the level gets bigger. It gets bigger because you're facing different type of people.
Yeah.
And there are people out there who are like, oh, I've been here long enough. What does she think she is?
Right.
Is she coming? So you have to just be modest and keep doing your thing and just don't care.
Right.
Right.
Don't let that
Good
infiltrate
job.
your
Yeah,
circle.
exactly.
Right. Well, thank you, Fely, for joining us on the couch and talking about jealousy, because we had a whole show, rightfully, about it. You guys stay tuned. Up next, Z is talking to you with the email bag. This is Point of View.